So if you suffer from pain while you sleep, it might have been hard to find the right mattress. And if you suffer specifically from fibromyalgia, you might find that going through this process was kind of daunting. Well, in today's video, I'm basically going to talk about the best mattresses for anyone that suffers from fibromyalgia. Hey there, I'm Wes. I work over here at the Slumber Yard, and over here, we talk about all things online beds to help you make a smarter mattress decision. And in this video, we're basically going to talk about some of the best mattresses that you might want to consider if you do suffer from fibromyalgia. So if you didn't know, fibromyalgia is a condition where you pretty much just suffer from a little bit more pain and tenderness in your daily life throughout your body, and that can also affect your sleep. So basically, finding the right mattress will be pretty important to help you sleep more soundly. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the policies that these beds are backed by. Then I'll go into each mattress more individually and talk about everything that you need to know about these beds, and that'll basically do it. So if you need any more information about any of the beds on this list, check down below in the description. There'll be so much more content for you down there, and let's get to it.
At the Slumber Yard, you know we work real hard to find the right bed for you. Save your money on it.
All right, so before I get into everything that you need to know about these beds, I do want to preface this whole video and say that these mattress brands did send us these beds for free to review and tell you guys about them, but if you order any online, they'll be backed by the following policies, starting with completely free shipping. These are all bed-in-a-box mattresses, meaning they'll show up to your house in a big old box that you just drag inside, rip off all that packaging, and before you know it, you'll have a bed that will expand in front of your eyes. Now, if you specifically are suffering from fibromyalgia, you might want to have a friend or a team of people to unbox those beds for you. You never know what's going to cause you pain, and we'd rather be on the safe side. But basically, once one of these beds are in your possession, you get a sleep trial of at least 100 nights, and that's your chance to test the bed out, sleep on it in your own home with your own sheets and pillows, and basically start to formulate your opinion on the thing. Now, if within that trial period you find that the mattress isn't right for you past that 30-night mark, you can send it back and get free returns with any of the beds on this list, but hopefully you do want to keep them, and if so, they're all backed by at least a 10-year warranty. And if you need any more information about those warranties or those policies, you can check down below in the description. I'll have more information about each individual brand down there for you. But let's get right into this video and talk about the first bed on this list. And it's not really one bed, it's more of a grouping of beds, and that's from the brand Helix Sleep. So Helix beds are all made in the United States with pocketed coils, so they're all hybrid beds using a combination of coils and comfort foams. And the reason I have a ton of beds in the Helix category is because they have a sleep quiz that you can basically take, and you put information about yourself, weight, height, the kind of pains that you have, and it will decide which bed they think will be right for you. So I've basically taken this sleep quiz multiple times, one of the perks of working here at the Slumber Yard, but it basically does a really good job of getting to know you and your preferences, and if you think that the bed that they present to you isn't exactly right, you can always shop around and learn more about each individual one. And we've done a ton of content and videos about a bunch of Helix beds, and you can always shop around. You don't have to take exactly what the Helix Sleep quiz says as gospel. You can check out all of their beds, and we've done a ton of content on Helix beds. You can check down below in the description for any of that. And in our opinion, some really great choices for anyone with fibromyalgia would be the Sunset or the Moonlight mattresses, and you can get those as luxe beds or as base models. Those are a little bit on the softer end of the spectrum, so should provide a good amount of pressure relief for those pressure points. Those beds I just mentioned are around a medium to a medium soft on our firmness scale, so they should work for all sleeper types, but might be slightly better for strict side or combination sleepers. If you want a bed that's more in the medium range, you could check out the Midnight or the Midnight Luxe bed. And if you're a back or stomach sleeper looking for a firmer bed on Helix's lineup, you could check out the Dawn mattress. We have that, and we really like it as well. But no matter which Helix bed you go with, all the beds should have a soft, accommodating, neutral foam feel. When you lay down on a Helix, it'll have a good amount of responsiveness because of those coils, but it'll pretty much just be something that's really accommodating, something that we think that most sleepers will really enjoy. So whether you're getting this bed for someone who's a little bit older with fibromyalgia, or you just want to put it in your guest room or in your own main bedroom, any Helix bed you go with has a really nice accommodating feel. Now in terms of pricing, if you go for a base model Helix bed, you should be paying after discount around the $1,100 mark, maybe even closer to that $1,000 mark, depending on the coupon code that you're able to get. And we are pretty good at finding coupon codes. If you do want to use it, it'll be linked down below in the description for you. And if you decide to, it helps us out over here at the Slumber Yard, and we greatly appreciate that. Helix as a brand is also sometimes bundling things like free pillows in every purchase, which is pretty cool. But if you are someone who does suffer from fibromyalgia and you want the most amount of pressure relief, it may be worth it to upgrade to one of those luxe models, since that pillow top will provide a lot more pressure relief than the base model will. All in all, Helix makes a bunch of quality options spanning the whole firmness spectrum, with even some luxe models, and we think will work great for anyone suffering from this condition. Now moving on to our next bed, this is from the brand Casper, and this would be the Casper Nolah Hybrid mattress, which is also a little bit on the softer end of the spectrum, but still a really nice choice. So the main reason the Nolah made this list is due to Casper's Zone Support Pro design, which means that the center third of the bed is going to be slightly firmer just to provide a little bit more support for the trunk, hips, and the mass of your body. And it's also supposed to keep your back in a neutral spinal alignment as you sleep, which should help dissipate some pain. In terms of this bed's firmness, it's right around a medium soft on our firmness scale, so a little bit softer than some of those Helix beds I mentioned, but it should work for all sleeper types, but it might be really great for any side or combination sleepers, or anyone who likes to rotate between different sleeping positions at night. In general, over here at the Slumber Yard, we tend to notice that most side and combination sleepers tend to prefer softer beds because of that pressure relieving quality while they're on their side. But, you can also sleep on your stomach or back on this bed if you just know going into it that it's going to be a little bit softer. That all being said, plays into how the bed will feel. And in general, the Nolah has more of a softer foam feel. So where something like a Casper mattress has pretty much a neutral foam feel, with this softer foam feel, you might sink into it a little bit more and it might be a little bit more plush, but still pretty neutral in general. Now talking about price for the Nolah Hybrid, this bed will be slightly more expensive as it retails for around the $2,300 mark, somewhere in there for the queen size. And as of when I'm recording this video, you can get a discount code to save some money on it. So again, that'll be linked down below in the description if it's still going on when you're watching this video. And just know that the Nolah Hybrid is one of Casper's top tier beds, and the price definitely reflects that. So if you are interested in that Zone Support Pro, maybe check out this mattress. Now the next bed I'm going to talk about is from the brand Layla, and that's the Layla Hybrid mattress. And the main reason this one made the list is because it is flippable, which means you get two firmness options in one mattress. So this bed is a hybrid, which means it uses pocketed coils as its main layer of support. But in most mattresses, you see the pocketed coils on the bottom, but since this bed is flippable, they're actually in the exact middle of the bed. And then you have foam layers on either side. One will be a little bit softer, dubbed the soft side, and one will be slightly firmer, dubbed the firm side. But no matter which side you do decide to sleep on, the feel will pretty much be a responsive memory foam one. So it's not as dense or viscous as something like a Nectar or a Tempur-Pedic, where it takes a while for that memory foam to fully respond to your hand or your body. Instead, when you lay down on the Layla Hybrid, it'll be pretty responsive and it will still cradle your pressure points and provide some form of memory foamy qualities, but it'll definitely be a lot more quick to respond if you do like to change sleeping positions throughout the night. And if you are someone that does suffer from fibromyalgia, changing sleeping positions throughout the night might be necessary if you're waking up or anything like that. So definitely a plus for the Layla Hybrid. Now I talked about the flippable nature of this bed a couple times, but let's talk about exactly what those firmnesses are. And for the soft side, we would say it's right around a medium soft. So again, great for any side or combination sleepers. But if you flip the bed over, it will get a little bit firmer and be between a medium and a medium firm, maybe a medium plus on our scale, but still it should work for all sleeper types, back, stomach side, and combination. And having a flippable bed is really nice because if you try one side out and it's not exactly what you want, you can always flip the bed over and give the other one a try and see if that's any better. Now in terms of the Layla Hybrid for price, you can usually pick up a queen size for around the $1,500 mark after discount. And again, all discounts will be linked down below in the description for you. But let's get on to the last bed on this list. And this would be an all foam pick, and it's from the brand Nolah, and that would be the Nolah Original. So this is the flagship bed from the brand Nolah, and it is made in the United States, which is good to know. And one of the main reasons that we picked it is because it is on the softer end of the spectrum, and that blended foam feel that it has is pretty unique when it comes to mattresses. So its construction is made up of dense support foam, then a transition layer, and then what they dub Nolah Air Foam, which is kind of like a memory foam. But basically, when you lay down on this thing, it's gonna feel like a mix between a memory foam and a soft neutral foam. So if you're not a huge fan of memory foam, we think that you still might like the Nolah Original, since it is kind of that mix between the two. And while that might sound a little confusing, it's gonna be really comfortable. Now in terms of firmness, this bed's between a medium and a medium soft on our firmness scale. And again, most of these beds have been on the softer end of the spectrum, just because we wanna suggest beds that will provide a lot of pressure relief for those pressure points if you are suffering from fibromyalgia. Also, that Nolah Air Foam is made really ethically and it has a ton of certifications, so definitely check down below in the description if you want to read about any of that. And in terms of pricing, this bed will be pretty affordable, as After discount, it should be around the $900 mark, so under $1,000 for a brand new queen size mattress is pretty cool. And again, check down below in that description if you want to use that coupon code, and if you do, it helps us out over here at the Slumber Yard, and we thank you for that. But that's basically the list when talking about the best beds for fibromyalgia. Hopefully you learned something, and if you did, write us in those comments. We would love to see any support down there. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, and always know that there's so much more information and content and other videos on myslumberyard.com, or you can always peruse our YouTube channel, and if you do, feel free to subscribe. But that's gonna do it for this one. I'm Wes, wishing you a good night's sleep.